Hi, Mr. Baey. Nice to meet you. We have 15 minutes to get to know you better. Are you ready?
Yeah, sure.
All right, let's start. Okay, so who are you as a person?
Well, for those who know me, I think I'm actually an introvert.
Okay.
Yeah, from my early years. So, but after I became MP, 19 years ago,
Okay.
yeah, I have, I think, evolved. I think because what is important is that we are able to relate to our residents, to the public. So I'll say that my personality sort of changed over the years, but I'm happy with this chance to be able to explore a different side of me.
Right. So how would you describe yourself today?
Today, I do make an effort to reach out to people, not just my residents, but through social media to everyone. And I enjoy the interaction because that's where I learn from others, know about issues on the ground, about what people think, and to see how I can help them in whatever that the issues that they're facing.
All right. So we've been through kind of your origin story in many other interviews. I think I was watching the Hersey and Xia Xue interview. So I'll skip all those questions, but I do want to ask you, as an MP, what are some of the things that are more important to you to speak up on in Parliament?
Well, I'm political office holder now, so the things that I'm in charge of is related to my ministry.
Okay.
But I will roughly classify them into community engagement, about getting the public to respond to help create a better environment, whether it's about public hygiene, about not littering, about smoking, or in areas of active mobility. How can we create a more conducive and safer environment, both for pedestrians and device users?
All right. So when you go into every Parliament session, what is the prep work usually like?
Oh, wow. We work with our colleagues in the ministry to understand the question or the issue that we are going to talk about. And we usually have a stack of details to help us respond to any further questions from our parliamentary colleagues.
Right. And when it comes to, the residents that you're serving, like, do the feedback they give you translate into questions or things that you bring up in Parliament? How does that work?
So, as I mentioned, I'm a political office holder.
Yes.
So we don't really ask questions.
Okay.
Yeah. So backbenchers ask questions. Yeah. So my job is to respond to them on behalf of the government. But what we also do is behind the scene, outside Parliament chamber, we will raise issues directly with the ministry or ministers in charge. And what residents have shared with me, I mean, sometimes, of course, it's specific things that they want to appeal for. If it's something that we really need to reach the minister directly, we will do so. But if it's something about more general feedback about a certain policy, then that's where we have our internal sort of closed-door meetings, where all the PAP backbenchers, everybody come together to have a discussion with the relevant minister.
All right. I think I want to talk about your role as an MP a little bit more in detail later. But first, I want to get to know maybe how you've grown in this role as an MP, right? So, when you entered politics and until today, like, has your viewpoint on how Singapore should be changed?
Singapore is an ongoing story. So this year we are celebrating 60th year, but our priorities have also evolved with the demographics, with the stage of development. But I always believe that we can do better to engage the community, to involve them in whether contributing to the community or policy making. So that's why in my early years as an MP, I started regular chat sessions, now what we call a Kopi Talk, where every month I hold a 2-hour session in a coffee shop for residents or anyone to come and have a public discussion. And that's where I get to know firsthand the issues that they are facing, the questions they have, and to have an open and public conversation where anyone can chip in with their ideas and thoughts. And I think that's where we can harness the diversity and richness in the community. And that also gives me insights into how policies could be tweaked or improved so that the majority of our population can benefit from them.
All right. I mean, it's been a long time, but was there one particular example where you can point out whereby, the residents gave you a particular feedback and then that translated into maybe a policy change?
Sure. So in Tampines, we are the first cycling town
Okay.
in Singapore. So while we started implementing infrastructure enhancements to allow for cycling, it was before LTA MOT advocated cycling. So that allowed us to learn from residents how, besides infrastructural provisions, how we can create a more conducive environment for the coexistence of cyclists and pedestrians. And over the years, we also have seen introduction of PMDs and now PMAs. So how have we then improved the overall environment? Then these inputs from my residents have been useful for me to work with my MOT, LTA colleagues to see what the rules to change, how we can enhance to ensure that we have a safer environment for all.
I understand. All right. So I want to get to know you on maybe like a personal level or so. So, like so far, everything that you've been saying is really like the job, right? And how you've been working in the job. But as an individual, what are you passionate about?
Okay. Well, before politics, I was involved in theatre work.
Okay.
I used to produce plays
Mm-hmm.
for the stage. So I had the opportunity to work with many creative people, whether writers, designers, but also people who are helping out like in the wardrobe, on sets, or runners going around to set the stage, to move props and things like that. So that experience allows me to really appreciate that we need like a village of people, all right, to put out a production. It's not just people who have artistic or creative, but people who are just good with handiwork, crafts and things like that. So that is a microcosm of what the society is about. For the society, the community to flourish, we need to create a system or platform for all to play a role. And throughout my years as MP, I've also tried to inject arts and creativity into what we do in the estate. So, for example, in my repainting of blocks, I push for more creative designs and interesting colors to liven up the community. And I'm very proud of that, because every project we do, I spend a lot of time to work with the designer to come out with options that I am myself happy with before we offer it to residents to choose. And therefore, I see the power of creativity and arts in different aspects of the society. And a project that I'm now involved is Fashion for Cancer, where the organizers approached me a few months ago to help in a charity project to raise funds for cancer patients and their families. So she worked with designers, fashion designers, so we're supposed to do a catwalk. So later this year, I'll be joining other cancer patients and survivors to do a catwalk. So I'm happy to see such avenues where creativity or individuals from the artistic creative sectors coming forth to contribute their share towards causes that are important in the community.
All right. So you speak very passionately about Tampines. So if, let's say, I could get you to maybe recap the last 14 years in Tampines, what are some of the key highlights that you are very proud of that you achieved?
I always believe that there is a lot of richness in the community that is untapped. So there are a few initiatives that I started where we created opportunities for anyone to come forth to play a part. So for example, we have this annual rice donation exercise where we appeal to public to donate bags of rice. So what we ask for is 5 kg bags. It can be any brand, any type of rice. And it's amazing that over these years of, year on year kind of, appeal and publicity awareness in the community, just a few months ago, we collected about 2,000 bags in just 2 hours. So residents, some can just buy from the supermarket one bag of rice. Some will sort of get support from their friends and bring a whole trolley of 100 bags. And I think that is where we really see the warmth and the generosity within the community.
All right. So that's the community level. But what about like maybe infrastructure of Tampines?
Tampines, there's a part which is more mature, like 30 years old, where I'm in charge of. And we are able to tap on a lot of government upgrading grants and schemes to rejuvenate the environment, to bring in more and better facilities. So one particular area that I'm particularly proud of is the ABC Waterway, where we are able to transform Longkang Canal into like PCN, where there's people can cycle, can walk, can jog, and with a lot of greenery around. So, but in the process, we also involve residents in giving ideas of what we can do to improve this environment.
All right. So let's talk about the GE, since we're in the middle of it. This is not your first time going for a campaign, but what's different about this time?
Well, specific to Tampines GRC, it's the first time we are facing a multi-corner fight. So the experience since nomination day has been different, because we are facing more and different parties. So the way, the tactics is something new to us, and but we have been ready, getting ourselves ready, not just for this 9 days of campaigning, but also the years of work that we've been doing on the ground, where I believe residents will also look at these before they make their decision.
Yep. So every election, there's going to be like battlegrounds that everyone's like hyping up over. And this time around, it is Tampines, the one that you're in. Are you like, where's your headspace at? Are you nervous? Are you stressed? What is it like to be in the battleground?
Well, in politics, that is, part of the game, right? Yeah. Every 5 years, we have to take assessment. All right, we assess our residents. Therefore, I am, while the opponents are different, but I believe that we have the track record and also upcoming plans, and also what we've been doing all these years that to gain the confidence of residents to say, okay, this is a team that will continue to work for them, to serve them, not only just using government projects, but also on the ground, how we'll be able to bring residents together to for them to do their part and to foster a stronger community spirit.
All right. And what do you want the listeners today to remember about you when they leave this conversation?
Well, today, with social media, I think different people will have perhaps different perceptions or impressions of me. So usually that may be just one dimensional. So I hope that what I've shared today would offer residents different understanding of me, that I am more than what they may remember, and that we can that I will have a chance to continue this journey of bringing new ideas, as I said, creativity into the things we do, whether in the constituency in Tampines or at the national platform.
All right. Now, this isn't a question, but I'm sorry to take away precious seconds of your time. But I just want to say, for the political group brand, actually, when we first started out 5 years ago, when I first got viral on the internet, a lot of people said, hey, actually, you should try interviewing politicians. And I was like, there's no way they will say yes, because I was just like, this is born on the internet. And then they said, try Baey Yam Keng, because he's very social media savvy. And I reached out to you on Instagram, I DM'd you, and then you said, okay, let's just do it. And I think from that interview, it led to this entire thing that has been happening. So it's quite interesting that I'm ending off this series with you, because it's kind of like a full circle moment. So I just want to say thank you for saying yes, because your yes opened up many other yeses.
Yeah. Well, I'm very heartened to see your team growing and that you have grown as well. And there's also an aspect that, I'm also very open to new things, whether social media, trying different ways of things, interacting with people. So yeah, I'm very happy.
All right. I do have one last question. So why should young Singaporeans in your constituency consider supporting you or voting for you?
Well, I think what I've done so far is for all to see. And although I'm not really young, I'm in my 50s, but the experience of engaging the community has given me the ability to reach out and to inject new ideas and new thinking into what we do in the community, but also at the national platform. So
That's it. Thank you. Welcome.